Guys, clear the roads!
You cannot have Mission Impossible without having a sequence in which Tom Cruise is running. To be able to shoot at Parliament and Westminster Bridge was really something.
Be on this line the whole time. That's good right there.
Okay, go set.
Okay, shooting! Slide, please, thank you!
Just stay ahead of him. Here we are, rolling.
Here we go, we're set, and 3, 2, 1, action!
Salzburg is just, it's breathtakingly beautiful. What an absolutely remarkable place to be able to film. It is a unique experience.
If you want to shoot the ice cap, you're going when the temperatures are absolutely their most extreme. And of course, the Arctic hit us right in the face.
You can't fake being in minus 40 degrees. Take your gloves off for a few seconds, your fingers start to freeze.
Being in an environment like that adds to the suspense and the drama.
I want to give audiences an experience of being there. It was a real privilege to do it. It looks amazing on the screen.
Everything we're doing is underwater. We all know it's a dangerous environment. We've developed hand signals underwater, talking to understanding depth, or frame, do it again, all of these things. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Back to one. Cut. Rolling.
We have different signals for performance. Close up, longer, if I'm resting.
Once we got the hand signals, it made things a lot more efficient. But shooting underwater, there's always a sense of danger. I'm looking straight down.
Yeah.
Look at this, it's an altar.
Shooting in the mine, the scale of it is absolutely enormous. It is an incredibly practical location.
It was taking everything we had learned from every other car chase and leveling it up. When we looked at the terrain, we recognized that this is going to require something more rugged, and we wanted to see Tom driving. And that's when we decided on Jeep.
Okay, let's reset and do one more.
You'll see we put it through its paces. The power in these Jeeps was just amazing.
You guys ready?
Go hard, go hard.
It is the most extreme practical action ever filmed.
Tom and I are completely devoted to the biggest experience possible. And there is no bigger format than IMAX. What it brings to the story really is quite immersive.
From a character's journey to the landscapes, every aspect is there on the screen.
The philosophy of Mission Impossible is to transport an audience to a place they've never been, a place they may never be able to go.
Seeing it on IMAX, it invests you in that world. This is cinema. This is the experience that is defining for an audience.
You can't imagine how physically punishing it was for Tom to be on the wing. The wind distorts your vision. It's almost impossible to breathe.
We're gonna go 10,000, but if we can get 12,000, we'll go 20 knots forward. What I'd like to do is accelerate the next jump, and I'd like to kind of do it as quickly as possible, the next one, and I'll build up to it, go faster, 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 and put myself into a worst case scenario, and how fast does it take me to recover, which all of these cases are recoverable. Here, let's put this on, please. Let's check the frame again.
Yeah.
That's my hand position.
Your hand position is good. There you go. You can even hold it a little lower there.
Just know I'm gonna be like this.
Okay.
My head I'll be like this.
That's better. It gives you a lot more margin for error.
Let's talk about safety. We do the same exit. I'll be in an accelerated spin.
Really, what do we want to see in this frame?
You want to see me falling.
Yes.
And then I throw it. It's like, oh. Okay, let's do it, guys.
Okay! 3, 2, 1, go!
Because it should be seen on that big screen. You want to see it on IMAX. You want to see it on the biggest screen possible with great sound. It's an epic story, visual. It has great drama, emotion, and action. It is made, designed, and built for the theatrical experience.
It's pretty emotional. I mean, with this cast and what the world was going through, what the industry was going through. When Tom and I started this, we were in post-production on Top Gun. We were shooting Dead Reckoning. We were in pre-production on this movie, making all of them at the same time. When we were promoting Dead Reckoning, there wasn't the feeling we're having now because we were still making this movie. So it was almost like you stopped to promote a movie while you were making it. And after such a long period of time, we became such a close-knit family. And it kind of felt like it was never going to end. And this was just what we did for a living. It's very strange. It's a bit of a double-edged sword.
You've got to go see the movie to discover what happens for Grace. In the first appearance of Grace, we saw quite a mercurial, slippery character who spent the whole time getting away from Ethan Hunt and sort of going it alone, being very selfish and self-serving. And then in this one, she's joined the team, but she still remains pretty untrained, capable of making many mistakes, and the stakes couldn't be higher for her now because she belongs to a team, and the thing about belonging is obviously the cost of the fear of losing them. So it's emotionally very scary for her.
Yeah, buckle up. You know, it's kind of, it's emotional, I think. You know, be prepared to be a little moved at times as well as thrilled. Take your inhaler. If you have asthma, please take your inhaler. And if you have a heart condition, whatever medication you need, keep it with you at all times. Because, as my daughter said when she watched this movie, this film is like a heart attack. And so, you know, be sensible. Yeah, and if you're pregnant, think about it before you go in, do you know what I mean? Maybe if you're over 8 months, wait it out for a little bit. Have the baby, it'll be in theaters for a while.
This one is the culmination of the last 30 years of Mission Impossible movies. So it feels so special because you see characters from the first movie. There's incredible fight scenes and stunt scenes made by Tom with, of course, on the plane, you know, in the sky, in the water. What else? He's just like, you know, he's unbelievable because he like surpasses himself each time. You know, when you think he can't do better, he just does something more incredible. So it's just like, it blows you away.
I think audiences will see it. I mean, you look at these sequences that we have here. What I like to do is take everything that we learned from one movie, whatever it is, and then put it in the next. And you'll see this is not only a culmination of the last 30 years of this franchise, but it's a culmination of the 45 years that I've been privileged enough to make movies.
It would be very hard for anybody to do this kind of thing alone. It's a huge team effort, and it's not just me and Tom. It's a crew we've been working with on these 2 movies for over 7 years. Some of these people that we've been working with go back even longer than that, and you couldn't do it without an amazing team. And we put together quite a good bunch over the years.
There's moments that bring you right into the emotion and the heart of it. All of those relationships of Tom with his team, of Ethan with his team, but then the sheer expanse, it has to be on an absolutely gargantuan screen for you to feel it in your ribcage.
Couple of years. Yeah, it was a couple of years. Yeah, not long. It's pretty cool. I mean, I got to say that when I was first approached, I thought it was a joke. I thought a friend of mine was winding me up, and when McHugh came on screen, it was like, wait, what? holy smokes. And it's just been like a dream going forward. It gets better and better. Filmed in one of the most amazing places, if not the most amazing place I've ever been in my life, Svalbard. Beautiful. Spent a couple of weeks up there on a glacier with this crew. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
You know what? Just get ready to hang on to your seats. You know, your heart's going to be pumping. Absolutely. It's just mind-blowing. So get ready. But you already know. Fans already know what to expect.
Yeah, it was a cool journey. You know, my character, Degas, he was questioning, you know, if Ethan was doing the right thing. And I think he was the only character in, you know, all 8 films to actually openly question, like, man, maybe Ethan is doing the right thing. So to see him stand on his own 2 feet and, you know, make the decision to join the team and help save the world, I was happy about that.
Oh, I mean, she joins the team, so there is a new dynamic between her and the other characters. And, you know, I got to show a different size of the character and more, you know, more layers to it, so that was great.
I'm lucky enough to work with great people, and one thing that's prevalent is you can always tell when a production is run with love and optimism and creativity, which this is one of those, where everybody is respected. There's sort of a tacit agreement. It's like a sports team, like, all right, we're all here. We've all been training for this our whole lives. We are going to do everything we can to go out there and kick ass and exceed expectations. And Tom, as the star quarterback and the coach and, you know, and the team owner, the whole time he's watching. He and McHugh are scrutinizing the scene, the shots, the script, and they're always workshopping it. And I've never worked with anybody like that, where, you know, usually when you're dealing with these big budgets and these studio features, there's a lot of corporate fear of, like, okay, you can shoot the tank scene, but you only get 3 tanks and you only get 8 explosions. And Tom and McHugh will shoot their 8 explosions, and they're like, what if? And they always have the what if available, and that's what makes it so fun, and it retains such a childlike joy.
A lot of the work that I did stunt-wise was in the Arctic, so working in minus 40 degrees with a sled dog team and their handlers, and it was phenomenal to be there. I'd never in a million years thought I'd find myself in the Arctic Circle. So like 500 miles south of the North Pole. At one point we were so far up, the northern lights were below us.
You know, it's an honor for me. I love to see people do well. I love to see them take on challenges, and if there's anything I can do to help in any way, I want to do that. And that's really wonderful. And I love seeing them do that. I think it inspires back and forth, and my door is always open to help them, and I love to see them do really well and keep creating a great life.
I think it's great, frankly, for one of the most unsung art forms in this industry, being stunt performers. There are a lot of very, very talented people that work on these movies. There are very few people that risk their lives every day while they're doing it, and are working to keep Tom Cruise safe while he's doing it. It's a real art form, and it's great to see it finally getting recognition.
My brother, who's over there, when I rang him, he swore for quite a while. The Lady Bassett, right there. Fabulous woman. Yeah, my brother lost his mind. Because when you ring, I told Tom this, when you ring my brother's house, one of the films is always on in the background. So, other than Star Wars, I feel like he could die happy.
Yeah, I mean, we're a pretty tight little group. And, you know, we spend a lot of time with each other when we're not shooting. It was great to have Rolf Saxon back in the film after 30 years, you know. And Lucy, who plays Topeza, who I think steals the movie. So yeah, it's a tight-knit group, and I'm going to be sad to say bye to them, you know.
The positivity on set, for a start. You know, you walk in on my first day, it was just like, holy cow, and everybody's smiling. And on film sets, that's not always the way. This one, absolutely. And yeah, there's an excitement, there's a focus. People will wait. I mean, if things need fixing, they'll fix it. Let's stop. Let's do this again. Yeah, and it's very positive. It's not like, oh, come on. There's none of that. which for a work environment is fantastic. I love it, yeah.
Well, it's about time. I mean, there are things like that and casting and, you know, that you're like, why is it 2025 and we're finally getting to stunts at the Oscars? I mean, McHugh and Tom, you know, we have lost, I lament that we have lost the swashbuckler in modern filmmaking, the audacity and experience and confidence with which they have achieved everything. We were shooting on Tom's 60th birthday in London, and they showed us the cut-together sequence of those biplanes. And we just looked at him and said, it's a good thing you're standing here, because I would not believe you were still alive after those stunts. The fact that he's still here to open the movie, they should invent new prizes for that. I mean, no one will ever come close to what he has done in these movies.
Seeing it from my earlier films, seeing it from other people's perspective is always very interesting. So I do discover new things about it. You know, you make the movie, and believe me, when we're making the movie, we're spending, you know, it's the hours in the editing room, the mixing stages, the sound stages. I mean, everything on the making the movies. And then as time goes on, you go back and you do discover things about it. When you see what Christopher McQuarrie has done in terms of wrapping all of these films into this film, hearing and seeing his perspective and hearing how he experienced those films and what they mean to him and how it informs this film, it's always very fascinating.
We decided to do the most outrageous things, go to the most amazing places, and if you want to really feel like you were in those places with us, then you would want to see it on IMAX. There's certain locations like the Arctics that we went to, and the glaciers are like 10 times real. You actually, if you're watching it, you actually start getting cold. That's how good it looks on IMAX.
Well, Tom was going to bat for me earlier than that. And, you know, when he and I met, I was quitting the movie business. And I was just swimming upstream. And I've always felt a little bit like an outsider. And Tom was like one of those people who could read my screenplays. I could talk to him about movies, and he understood the language I was speaking. And the support he's given me, the opportunities he's given me, the freedom he's given me to create on these movies. And what's great about Tom is he's a student as much as he is a teacher. You don't come onto these movies with him saying, here's how you make a Tom Cruise movie. He's saying, how do you want to do it? And with each one of these, I've tried to honor what diehard fans of the franchise love, which is it's a different director every time. It's how do we make this movie different? How do we keep expanding it? How do we keep it evolving? And I'm just really grateful for the people that understood what I was doing and let me do that. They came along for the ride, and I'm very, very grateful.